I'm not going to leave you.
I know.
Now, Master Wash, pay attention, pay attention. If the shadow were here, what time would it be?
2 in the afternoon, sir.
Good. As your bedtime is 8 o'clock, how many hours will you have to wait between now and the time that your grandpapa reads you a story?
Too many.
Wash.
Too few. 7.
Young man.
6.
Are you sure?
Yes.
George Washington Parke Custis, what am I going to do with you?
I don't know.
Why do you resist so doing your sums?
I don't know.
You're driving your schoolmaster to drink.
I know.
Mr. President.
Yes. Go see your grandmother for a cake.
Hello, Wash.
So you don't deserve one, Wash.
Sir.
Mr. Hamilton, you're late.
I apologize, sir.
What would you like?
I am furious at the orchestrated attacks on our program. Jefferson, who seems so mild and reasonable in the cabinet meetings, goads Madison to still further attacks in the House. Has he also, behind my back, turned you against me?
No, of course.
Then why else have you delayed so the signing of the bill creating the Bank of the United States?
I'm studying the matter, sir.
Through passionate argument and, I might add, exchange of many favors, I finally get the bill passed by the House 39 to 20. And what happens? You, Mr. President, sit on it for days. I thought you agreed with me that such a bank could stabilize our economy and unite the country as it hasn't been since the Revolution.
I'm disturbed by Mr. Madison's charge of unconstitutionality. And the Congress's doubts trouble me.
We cannot please everybody, sir.
I don't need to be reminded of that, sir. As there is yet no legal system, I must go slowly.
That, of course, is your prerogative, Mr. President. And I will eagerly await your decision. Good day, sir.
Alex. Be patient.
Mr. Hamilton,
Sir.
Sir, the President is expecting...
Why should I be denounced by your friend and protege, Madison, as the great corrupter of my country, when the truth is I've saved the United States by restoring its credit and breathing new life into its floundering economy, by urging the President to veto the bank? You, sir, risk the nation's financial life.
The Bank of the United States, which you so eloquently promote, could become not so much the engine of the state as the engine of its corruption.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
By granting Congress more power to do whatever it deems good for the United States, you also grant them the power to do whatever evil they please.
Have you ever read my bill, or is your judgment another hand-me-down from Madison?
By God, Mr. Hamilton!
Gentlemen, please, keep your voices down.
Sir, help me convince Mr. Jefferson. He and Madison, by their strict interpretation of the Constitution, would put shackles on us forever so that we cannot change with the times. A strong government must have the right to intervene in all matters touching the general welfare.
But what are the consequences of such power? Our freedom is threatened. Already the veterans and the poor have been betrayed.
Oh, Mr. Jefferson, that...
Can you deny, sir, that speculators descended in the backcountry, purchased stock at depressed prices, and sold it at greatly increased value to become rich? Your funding, sir, proved to be a flagrant injustice and corrupt at the heart. And so may this damnable bank, and the rest of your plans.
The last thing I wished to do in all the world was hurt those who fought and bled by my side in the war. Even out of injustice can come a greater good. A nation of new strength.
Gentlemen, please.
Mr. Jefferson, with your help, we could create an economic structure that'll last for centuries.
You... Sir, you promise to make us self-sufficient.
Yes.
I would have us export food, natural resources, and import manufactures forevermore. Let the workhouses and the factories remain in the foul cities of Europe.
You would deny destiny then and turn away from what could be our greatness.
You may keep your greatness and your destiny and your fetid dreams of wealth through manufacture.
Sir!
The people who own the land are the chosen people of God, if ever indeed he had a chosen people.
Excuse me, Grandpapa. Forgive me, Mr. Jefferson, Mr. Hamilton, for interrupting you.
Please convey my apologies to your granddaughter, Mr. President. Whatever else need be said, can wait, since obviously we have no common ground. Good day, Mr. President. Good day. Mr. Hamilton?
Mr. President.
No. I don't need to hear any more. I make up my own mind in my own time. Good day.
Good day, sir.
Nellie told me about Mr. Hamilton and Mr. Jefferson. I'm sorry, dear.
Doesn't Jefferson remember the war? Printing that worthless paper money to keep the army in the field, and then they went hungry. What am I to do? I'm glad you're here, gentlemen. Mr. Jefferson, it's your turn.
I'm a touch under the weather, sir.
He's a nice one. I trust you will catch solutions to our problems faster than this fish.
Damn, he's as fractious as Congress.
Watch your tongue. Mr. Jefferson is Mr. Madison's advocate. Perhaps he can instruct us, if not on the art of angling, and certainly on how to reach a compromise on your financial plan.
The only thing I can reach, sir, is the railing.
Oh, my sympathies, sir. There's nothing worse than a rebellious stomach.
Except a rebellious Congress.
Ow!
Sir, can we head ashore now?
No, not until you two catch something. I think I will stretch out in the bow here for a while you two continue casting for that most delectable of legislative quarries, a quid pro quo. That would be tasty.
Perhaps, Mr. Hamilton, the dispute over where to locate our national capital could be the basis of an agreement on your scheme. Plan.
What do you have in mind?
Mr. Madison does not want our government located in New York or Philadelphia, influenced by moneymen. And the Carolinas are alarmed over that Quaker petition to abolish slavery. They want the government located in the South.
You expect me to throw away the dearest interest of New York and Pennsylvania. They want Philadelphia to be the new capital.
Give them 10 years as the nation's home, after which we can relocate to a new city further south.
How much further south?
The banks of the Potomac would appeal to many.
What makes you think Madison will agree?
He can still vote against you, but work behind the scenes with me to secure enough Southern support to pass funding.
And
government assumption of war debts.
would he consent to this?
You get me off this boat, sir, and I'll guarantee it.
I should drop off more often.
Cousin, I am temporarily short of funds, so if you don't intend to purchase any shares in the new bank, perhaps you'd lend me whatever you can afford? You know I'll repay you.
Randolph, you cannot plunge into something like this damnable bank on borrowed money.
A few hundred?
No, not a cent. And don't try to borrow from anyone else, especially Hamilton. Even if you had the money, the Attorney General shouldn't buy shares. It's a conflict of interest.
Oh, no, please don't stop what you are doing. Go on. Mrs. Powell, good evening.
Good evening. Your host, Mr. William Bingham, and his wife, Anne, who also happens to be my niece.
We are honored, Mr. President.
Mr. President, we've so looked forward to this moment.
Mr. and Mrs. Bingham, Mrs. Washington.
It's a pleasure, madam.
Would you mind awfully? Aunt Maud can't wait to meet you. William, please do the honors.
Oh, yes. Will you come this way, madam?
Thanks.
At last, sir, you're here. What joy the entire city of brotherly love feels at the return of the world's greatest hero.
Please, Mrs. Bingham, you've already put my head into a spin.
But it's true. And now that we have you back, we have no intention of letting you go. This is where the capital should be forevermore. So please, change the minds of that Congress.
Who knows what I might do under such a bewitching influence.
And dear, we must not let the president forget that he has other lovely women eager to make his acquaintance.
Well, if you ladies will excuse me, I must have a word with Mr. Hamilton. You seem miles away.
Yeah. Perhaps I am, sir. I'm missing my wife.
When is Mrs. Hamilton expected back?
I just heard from her father. General Schuyler feels she should stay in Albany until she's fully recovered. The birth was very difficult.
I hope she's feeling better soon.
Please, gentlemen, the ladies are starved for your attention.
Dancing seems to be the only form of exercise I have time for these days, much to my detriment.
Oh, my dear sir, you underestimate your potent effect upon the ladies and their frustration.
Frustration.
At your apparent disinterest. Yet in Virginia, so we hear, you were called, behind your back, of course, the Stallion of the Potomac. Are such tales not true?
The Stallion of the Potomac is royal gift. My stud jackass.
Good morning, sir.
I must see my
Madam,
dress.
please. I told you Mr. Hamilton may be too busy today to see anyone.
Please, sir, please.
That poor woman, why is she so desperate?
She wouldn't tell me, sir. And I certainly wasn't going to subject you to an embarrassing appeal.
I can't just turn my back on her.
Mr. Hamilton...
Show her in, will come.
Yes, sir. Madam, Mr. Hamilton will see you.
Thank you.
Sir, the Revenue Commissioner from Western Pennsylvania is expected any moment.
Thank you, Mr. Wilcott.
Sir, I know I shouldn't take the time of so important a man as you, but
I have nowhere else to turn.
Please, sit down. Sit down. Tell me what it is.
You must believe that I'm not so bold a woman as to do this sort of thing. I come from a respectable New York family, and my sister married a Livingston. My husband... I feel so ashamed to tell you this. My husband ran off with another woman and abandoned me. And I'm desperate, stranded in Philadelphia without the funds to return home. And I spoke to your friend, Mr. William Dewar, who told me of your kindness to others, and I didn't know what else to do but to come to you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. I don't know what I can do about your husband. But if you'll give my deputy your address, I'll try to help you.
It's the first room at the top of the stairs.
Thank you. I wasn't able to locate your husband. There's coach fare to New York and a little something extra to help you get settled.
Oh, sir. How can I ever thank you?
No, it's not very much.
You saved my life. I would have killed myself.
No, you must not even think that.
If you only knew what my life has been like. I was married when I was 15. And my husband, he ruined me, sir. He ruined me.
Shh. It's all right. You're still very young. And very attractive. You'll meet a decent man.
If only I'd been blessed to meet a gentleman like you, sir, when I was still so innocent. Everything might have been different.
It's not too late. When you get back to New York, you can start a whole new life. Now, I'm to meet some men. But I won't go away until you wipe away your tears and show me you can smile. That's right.
I don't want you to go.
I'm afraid I must.
Please.
No, my deputy will wonder what happened to me. Good night, Mrs. Reynolds.
Please don't call me that. I never want to hear that name again.
Good night, Maria.
I can't let you go.
Maria.
Let me show you my gratitude. In a way that it might please you.
Eliza, what a pleasant surprise. I hope this will be an even more pleasant surprise, my friend. See what I brought you. Let me show you. It's quite unique. An inflexible collar, which I strongly suggest be used on Nellie. You raise it by means of this screw to force the child to keep her head up, thus giving her a regal bearing.
And have her be accused of being royalty?
But it would be such a pity, my dear, for a budding figure as lovely as Nellie's to be spoiled by her not holding herself erect. It expands the chest and prevents that look of foolish bashfulness from which so many of our young people suffer. Well, I must go.
Try not to make any more earth-shaking decisions before I can offer my advice, Mr. President.
Well, Eliza will never suffer from foolish bashfulness, huh? Are you all right?
Yes.
Something is troubling you.
It's just...
Now, go on, tell me.
Compared to Eliza Powell, I feel naive and clumsy.
Martha.
Oh, George.
Yes, she's a friend, but you're my wife. And more than anyone, I need you.
This is the last time I'm going to warn you. You're going more deeply in debt to speculate at just the wrong time. I warned you before, and look what happened.
I know what I'm doing.
I hope so. For my new deputy, Oliver Wolcott, uncovered a shortage on the Treasury books during your stewardship.
What do you mean?
He's about to bring suit against you for thousands of dollars he believes you owe the United States.
Oh, my God, you have to stop him. Use your influence, whatever, but give me time. A suit could ruin me. Alex, I'm not the only man to succumb to temptation.
I had to see you.
Shh. There's someone in the other room. Wait in here. I've urgent business. You'll have to leave.
You will help me.
Yes, I'll see what I can do.
That's all I need, just a little
I'll
time.
see what I can do.
I know I'm never to come here, but I didn't know what else to do. Why didn't you visit me last night?
Maria, what?
I want you and need you, please.
No, no. It must end. Mrs. Hamilton will be returning from Albany, and I can't
But I
have you.
love you.
Don't you understand?
Please don't send me away. I'm scared.
What's happened? Tell me.
My husband's come back. He says he's finished with the other woman, and he's planned to make it up to me. And now that he's heard I'm in love with someone else.
You told him that?
Well, I couldn't lie. And now he demands to meet you, to offer him justice.
You can think of me what you want, Mr. Hamilton. But is what I've done any worse than what you've done? You, sir, have put the horns on me, and that is worse than killing a man. You abandoned her. I couldn't stand for her to see me the way I was. I'd lost everything. And then when I finally get myself straight again, I come back to this. Damn you, sir. You've robbed me of all the happiness in the world.
Sir, I swear to you, I give you my word as a gentleman, the affair is at an end.
Look, I don't want to make you feel that bad, Mr. Hamilton. I've sort of, I've gotten used to the thought now, and I still love her, mind you. Maybe there's no need for her to stop seeing the great Treasury Secretary. if, in return, I can be helped. Do you understand? Preference. A favor given for favor received. I'm not greedy, Mr. Hamilton. Call it a loan, so that I can invest in what you tell people is the country's great future.
No.
You needn't worry. The president don't know. No one knows anything yet about the great Treasury Secretary and that lovely young woman. Maria loves you, Mr. Hamilton. She does. And you care about her too, don't you? Don't you?
I cannot myself leave the battlefield until we drive Hamilton from the president's inner circle.
That is where your pen, Mr. Freneau, has proven mightier than the monarchist's sword. So you must now redouble your efforts.
Mr. Madison and I believe that Hamilton has been so puffed up by his supporters that he is plotting to make himself king when the president dies.
What if I attack Washington as well in my newspaper?
The people still love the man, and in reaction might turn against us. Besides, I believe the president's motives to be pure. And I know how sensitive he is.
Well, then the shock of criticism will be all the more effective in detaching him from Hamilton.
Sir, I don't like it.
When the nation is at peril, we must sometimes do things we don't like. We can no longer allow Washington to stay above the battle.
Look what Freneau has to say. The great man's pretended reluctance to serve again hides a secret hunger to be crowned.
Washington, he come to town, riding Alex Hamilton, put a crown on top his head, he claimed to be his son. Son of a whore is he. Hang the man.
It's just whiskey nonsense. They don't mean anything by it.
Whiskey nonsense, as you call it, every time Freneau's paper comes out. Wonder why I missed the last issue. The man himself never fails to send me several copies.
I burned them. What? I can't bear to have you read that trash.
You shouldn't have done that. I need to know what they're saying about me.
Sorry.
I know you mean well, but...
That awful Freneau prattles about free speech, yet he would deny it to your supporters while demanding it for his own faction.
Yes, I know. It's the same in my cabinet. They conspire against one another behind my back. I'm sick of it. All of it.
Then leave. You've done all you can. Let them stand on their own now.
Sir, Anthony Wayne's army is just not ready. We must rely on him to decide when he can attack with hopes of victory over the Indians and their British protectors.
Thank you.
Before we adjourn, there's one last issue. This newspaper war, I want it ended.
I admit, sir, my role in the controversy, and I pledge my honor to you, sir, to do my part in reuniting your administration.
Thank you, Mr. Hamilton. Well, if nobody else has anything to say, we'll adjourn this meeting. Mr. Jefferson, Mr. Hamilton, would you please stay behind? Thank you, gentlemen.
I wanted to talk to you privately because...
Mr. Hamilton pledges his honor. What hypocrisy. How dare you, sir, make